Okay, I'm Sarah. This is Taylor. We're gonna talk about nerd things again.
Woo!
Woo! Alright. We're gonna start with Flash from this week. It's the 21st of April, by the way. Okay, so my first thought on that episode was, oh my god, Cisco and Laurel are so adorable.
The best. That was fun.
Just so cute. Just the way he totally fangirled over. And I want to like Laurel, the character. I like the actress. But the character, I want to like the character, but she just keeps being kind of awful. She's getting better, don't get me wrong, she is getting better. But there's a lot of times I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, no, it's not cool. But her interaction with Cisco is, I've liked her the most in that moment that I've liked her at all. So that's cool. Cisco's the best.
Cisco's the best, yeah. And fixing and getting closer to the actual Canary Cry. That's exciting.
Oh yeah.
A little tie in there.
Yeah.
Just Cisco being like, I can fix that. I can do that.
I can do that.
I can do that.
And Joe finally saying to Captain Lance the whole dad thing. Hey, she's your only daughter now. You should suck it up and be a dad. Well, he didn't exactly say it that way, but somebody finally said the thing that Lance needed to hear, and I thought that was really cool that it came from Joe.
Yeah, I'm really hoping he gets through.
Yes.
Because Lance needs it.
Yeah, he does.
Lance needs it a lot.
Yes. And Eddie was such a bro in that episode. Eddie bro. The bro was strong with him.
Subtle bro insert.
Yeah, but even though he was actually really cool, I've been afraid that he would go the whole hate the Flash route because of Iris and all of that stuff, but he was really cool in that episode and really worked well with Barry, and I liked it.
And I was just kind of excited to see that they kind of toned down the whole everyman thing, because actually in the comics, everyman, to transform into somebody, actually has to eat a part of them. Fun fact.
That's gross.
Yes, so cannibalism. And then of course Hannibal Bates, obvious referencing, Hannibal.
That makes sense.
The character and Bates from Norman Bates. Yeah, it's a whole.
Oh, and when he touches Barry and starts transforming, all I could think was, this could be very bad. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, obviously, whenever you have a Changeling episode, you gotta do all the fan service stuff.
Really
go for the puns, go for the fan service, do the whole shit.
You do. And my final note for it was just how awesome it is, and one of the reasons I like Flash and Central City is because Central City doesn't hate Flash or go against Flash, and they showed it in the show, which I love, that the cops were actually intelligent enough to go, hey, we can't handle what's happening right now, and there is someone who can. We're just gonna let him do his thing, instead of being like, oh, it's a vigilante. So I thought that was really nice that Central City loves Flash, because he's awesome.
Yeah. See, my ending thought is that I always love whole shape-shifting episodes and things like that, but something that always gets to me is clothes. Because if you noted, in the episode, Everyman takes Barry's jacket, but then when he transforms later at the airport and still has the jacket on, the jacket changes. And so I'm
it's true.
Clothes if they with Mystique, I mean, I know that's Marvel and DC differences, but it's if they create clothes as well, why do they need to take clothes? Why is that a thing?
Because isn't Mystique technically naked?
Yeah, but again,
so maybe it's that maybe he's got clothes on, but maybe it's damn, it's chilly outside.
But it's just weird to consider that they can change into other people, but they can also change into stylish jackets.
Yeah,
they can also change into those things, because then you get into the whole weird territory. It's they can change into inanimate objects. Why don't you ever just turn into a wall and no one would ever be able to find it?
Yeah, no, seriously, he could turn into Kloompa from Phineas and Ferb, which would be great. It was a living swimsuit, if you didn't know that.
so that's just something weird to always consider, because clothes, sometimes shows don't know how to deal with it. Forever, I know that was a thing from episode 1. I'm okay, I get that Henry disappears, but where do the clothes go? Where do the clothes go?
Yeah.
Hashtag where do the clothes go? That's a thing now. It's a thing now. Even though I don't endorse hashtags. Hashtag where did the clothes go?
But we digress. We should get back. Okay, let's talk about Shield. I don't have a whole lot of notes for this one.
Yeah, Shield was kind of very standard Shield episode. Basically, we kind of just came to the same conclusion that Coulson being humorous is humorous, and we're okay with that.
The only thing I wrote down was Coulson is so sassy, because just everything that came out of his mouth was pretty awesome. Really.
I'm glad that we're getting back to Coulson form. Instead of him being the serious, brooding director off in his own little corner doing stuff, that he's back to kind of being the fun-loving field agent.
Oh, and Fitz getting back in the field was, I really enjoyed that, and it was so cute, that they brought up the point that Fitz hasn't been in the field and that he's Fitz, and he's adorable.
Everybody loves Fitz.
Yeah, so there wasn't a whole lot on that, but I do have a whole lot to say about Arrow. So do you want to start that one out?
Sure. Yeah, like, kind of my first impression with Arrow is that it's like, why? Why must we destroy the relationships that we love?
Yes.
Why do we have to do that?
Yep. My first note, and this is actually what I wrote down while watching the show, is that I don't like seeing John Barrowman cry.
Yeah, a lot of Torchwood flashbacks there.
It just makes me so sad when John Barrowman cries. But I actually am starting to, like, feel for Malcolm. I can't not, because it is John Barrowman, and he's just... even if he is trying to be evil, he's so likable. But you do feel for him when he sees Thea in that state. So there's that. But I'm going to go on a rant here in a second, so you might want to...
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I really didn't have too many notes. Earlier, like, I first wrote it down really quickly, and then they kind of disproved it later, so I'm not sure. But it's like I saw, like, the lady that was chanting in the background. I'm like, Talia maybe? Talia maybe? And then it's like, no, we're not going to mention
that. Would have been really cool, though.
That would have been a cool tie-in. I was kind of excited about that. Let's see. The other really fun one was Felicity officially the beastiest of beasts. Because there is no one I know in the DC universe who just walks into Ra's al Ghul's chamber and is like, you suck. You are the worst, and has the balls to do that. No one does that. Even Batman is kind of just like, he'll show up, but I mean that there's mutual respect there. But Felicity's like, no, screw you, you suck.
That is true.
Which was just like the minute I saw that, it was just like, you win.
I was impressed that she yelled at Ra's, and even Ra's was like, all right, I hear what you're saying.
Right?
I hear you, and I understand. I do suck.
And then the last note, just for fun, and they're just like, no, Thea's only mostly dead. It's like, ha.
Yeah,
subtle Princess Bride reference.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
And so with that, begin your rant.
Here's my rant. All right. So let me start with Felicity. Damn it, you had Ray Palmer. You guys were perfect together, and it was so... You are my OTP, and you messed it up. Okay, and then we're gonna move on to the whole Lazarus Pit thing going on here. Diggle points out, or no, it was Malcolm pointed out, hey, why don't we take her to Star Labs because they do amazing things over there. Let's actually point out an alternative plan that doesn't entirely suck, and then have Oliver just go, nope, we're not going to do that, not even going to consider it. We're just going to ignore this great alternative entirely. Which, speaking of alternatives, Oliver could have just taken over the league when Roz asked him to in the first place. Nobody would have been hurt, nobody would have died, and then he'd have an entire league of people that he could save his city with since he needs more backup. And Roz even told him when he first offered it to him, once you're in charge of the league, you can change how they do things. So if he didn't like that they were killing people, he could have changed that when he was the demon's head. So basically, he's a giant moron. Okay, and yes, and why did Thea jump out of the water like a cat in a bath? That was a little weird and cat-like. Well, I guess, isn't she Cheshire? Maybe. Well, that could be a thing. But it was just really cat-like and weird.
And just in general, if you kind of wake up in a hot tub, how else are you going to jump out of it?
I don't know, I'm not going to anti-gravity jump out like an angry cat.
You're not going to do like that whole like reversal scene in like Kung Pao where it's just like energized.
Yeah, no, it was, I don't know, that was a little weird, and
the whole... make that comparison earlier. Made me happy.
Yeah, and she remembers that Malcolm is her dad, but she doesn't remember that her mom is dead. I just
brain jumbling.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I feel like it's not the best story arc. I don't know. They might go somewhere great with it, but I'm afraid they may have written themselves into a bit of a corner here. but maybe they have a plan. I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching it. That's for sure. Oh, and we gotta mention Felicity and Oliver. They do the do. Finally, they slept together. That took forever. And yeah, just on the note that you made, Felicity is just fierce and awesome. And I really like that Maseo had a moment where he got to be a good guy again.
Which is nice.
Yeah, but
I also did like the full circle with like the symbolism that it's like we've seen the arrow in the background for season 3 that's just been like, oh cool, yeah, I mean it's obviously the League, but then it's like that's their mark.
And
that's like the tattoo, and that was like
that was actually really cool.
That was actually, I mean, like it was obvious, but also just a really cool.
But when
touch.
so I don't know if anybody's gonna get this, but when Roz is talking to Oliver and he's like, oh, you have to let go of your past self. We're going to train you, and so you're going to go through fire and flame and all this pain and stuff. All I could think of were the Mort Sith from Legend of the Seeker. And then when he grabs the leather things, like in the cage thing, all I could think of when they have Richard Cypher and the Mort Sith is trying to brainwash him. And that's exactly what that was for me. It just was like a Mort Sith flashback. I don't know if anybody else got that. But for me personally, it was a very Legend of the Seeker moment. Oh, and on Daredevil, I got to episode 5. Have you watched it?
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's where I'm at as well. I think I'm either on episode 5 or wait, no, 5 is with the Russians, right?
Yes.
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 Yes. Then yes, I am there.
Because I enjoyed the grittiness of the show, and I'm really liking the show. But the very end of that episode, I actually felt the need to avert my eyes. It was really intense. I guess it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But when spoiler alert, Fisk throws a fit.
Putting it mildly.
That's really
very,
mild.
very mildly.
I was like cringing. It made me uncomfortable, which if that was the point.
Yeah, I mean it was brutal on like a Game of Thrones Spartacus kind of level.
Yeah.
Like network TV, so you don't get to like see bad things happening, but you hear the sound effects and you feel the gravitas, and it's like,
yeah.
Wow.
So, just a warning, if you're going to watch it, be prepared for some pretty brutal stuff. But I'm definitely going to keep watching it, and we'll have more notes on that when we watch more, I guess.
Yes. And that's been a great show so far. And I mean, I just hear great things. I mean, it's already been renewed for a 2nd season, which definitely says a lot about how great it is and how well it's been received. So there's that. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's our thoughts for this week, I guess. So, I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you next week. Bye!